All right, so now we need to talk about the different note types. So there are things called pitches, and that's the sort of highness and lowness of a sound. You can have a high pitch or a low pitch. Those are the different pitches. But first we need to talk about rhythms. So the different lengths of notes, right? You can hold a note for a really long time, or you can hold a note for a really short time. It all depends on the song. So the first symbol, the first note type we're going to look at is going to be called a quarter note. But first we have to know that, and we have to remember that music has a beat, a steady pulse that we kind of tap our feet to or move our bodies to. If you listen to your favorite song, you might already be able to have experienced that. But if you haven't, take a second and maybe listen to one of your favorite songs and see if you can feel that beat. So the first note, the quarter note, is equal to, usually, most often, it equals one beat. So anytime we see that note, we play and hold it for the length of an entire beat. So I'm going to turn on my metronome. A metronome is a device that helps us keep time when practicing. So let's listen to it. You can hear that it's a nice steady ticking, sort of like a clock, right? A clock never stops. It's almost like a song's heartbeat. It just keeps going throughout the life of the song. So if I had to play, just say, a group of quarter notes in my song, I'm just going to clap what they would sound like. And you'll hear that they're going to all line up with the beat. They're all going to last for the same length, and they're going to start when that click happens. Just clapping quarter notes. One whole beat. And that's the quarter note. The next symbol is called a half note. So a half note is twice as long as a quarter note. So that means if the quarter note is our beat, then that means that the half note gets held for 2 pulses. So I'll show you what that sounds like with some claps. Turn on my metronome. Feel the beat. Here's some half notes. So you're going to notice I'm going to clap every 2 clicks. They're half notes. The next symbol is called a whole note. A whole note is equal to 4 quarter notes, or 2 half notes, however you want to think of it. And that means that we hold it for 4 clicks. We hit the note on the first click, and then we hold it until 4 beats have gone by. So I'll turn on my metronome. Here's some whole notes. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go. That's a whole note. Now, generally, we don't clap those notes. We play them on our instrument or we sing them, but that's just so you can get the hang of it. Now, just one last note to talk about. This is called an eighth note. Eighth notes are a little tricky. They're twice as fast as quarter notes. So you can think of them as being maybe half the length of a beat. It means that 2 will fit into 1 beat. So if you look at the first symbol, that's a single eighth note. And you don't often see those, but you will occasionally. What you usually see are these symbols. 2 eighth notes. These symbols divide the beat perfectly in half, and you'll hear that there are 2 of them per click. So if I was doing just a steady stream of eighth notes, it would sound something like this. Two and 3. Notice there's 2 per click. So that's all the note types that we need to worry about. We're going to see all of those within this package, so make sure you feel okay about them. Don't worry, if it's not 100% right now, keep reading. One of the best ways to learn this kind of thing is by doing. So once we get to the end of this package, really get your feet wet and get into the music and start applying this knowledge.